Alrighty, traders. Alrighty. We are live. Let me put up this timer here. Let me do the timer. Where should we do it from? Right about there. We'll do it 3 minutes, okay? We'll do a 3-minute countdown, eh? Let's do that. Hey traders, welcome to today's session. Today, what I'm going to be first, what I'm going to be doing initially in today's stream is I want to be focusing more on the short term, probably the short-term technical analysis side of things. So the short-term levels that's happening right now on the stock market, on the obviously S&P 500, Dow, looking at gold as well too. You know, just looking at all these different markets. Plus, we're looking at obviously the mining sector and stuff like that. To see what's happening right now on a short-term technical level basis and what we could be expecting and what's important for us to be watching out for this week moving forward. So that's one of the big things that I've been wanting, or that's the main thing I'm going to be covering in today's session. And I'm sure that this is going to send us down a road and a loop of down home country goodness. If you haven't done so yet, guys, johnsfreegift.com. You can grab that free trading course. Like, it literally is free. There's obviously the biggest mistakes in there: chart reading techniques, my trading system, trading boundaries, price and time techniques, powerful chart reading strategies, and so much more within that free trading course there. So make sure you go grab it, guys. So that's what we're going to be covering in today's session, guys. We're going to be covering just mainly the short-term TA side of things on the initial basis, and I'm sure we're going to start to really talk about some of the longer term stuff as well too as we continue into today's session. So going to be getting started, guys, real soon, in just over a minute. So that's what we're going to be covering in today's session there. So just give me a moment here, guys. Welcome everyone, to everyone that's watching the live stream right now, and then obviously everyone that's watching the replay. Great to have you aboard today. I do actually want to cover a short-term story as well too, because I think there's also I think it's really important for something to understand as well too. Something that happened yesterday while I was at the gym, and I'm like, man, so many people are doing this and it's not good. So I'll share a little short-term story with you guys as well too, as we get into these markets and what's going on there. So welcome everyone, welcome to today's session. Let's go through to here. There we go. All right, cool. So important key levels to watch out for. What have we got? We've got 20 seconds to go. We're going to be looking at these important key levels to watch out for, guys. And that's obviously what I want to watch. That's obviously what I want to share with everyone today. All right, countdown clock's going. Let's go to 0. Again, guys, johnsfreegift.com. Make sure you go down there, grab all that sort of stuff there for free. Okay, cool. Let's actually start off here, guys. I want to share a quick story with you, and then I'm going to get into the TA side of things of this market. So yesterday, guys, I went to the gym yesterday afternoon. And I did a really good, incredible, really good session there. And at the end of the session, I actually was in the sauna. And I was in the sauna and I was actually talking to, and let me just do this here. I was talking with a guy. The gym yesterday afternoon. There we go. All right. So I was talking to a guy in the sauna. And we're talking, and he's like, oh, what do you do? So on and so forth, blah, 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 right? A little bit of small chat. And he's like, oh, I'm a builder. So it was really interesting because I was talking to him about obviously the building and the construction and inflation and prices for him personally and what's actually happening with him personally. So it was really good to see a bit of a behind the scenes look of the building industry, especially here in Australia. And obviously know that it's a ripple effect throughout the entire world. So I was talking with him and he's talking about the bodybuild, the building industry and the inflation and all that sort of stuff and what's been happening through there. So what actually did end up happening was, we started talking about what I do, right? And my main job is a trader, right? My title as a person is a trader. And it's really interesting because sometimes it's even hard for me to say that because I know that as soon as I go down that path, it's like, where do I go with that? Because most people don't do this for a living, right? Most people don't do it. And it's hard, guys, because when you meet new people, it's like, I'm a analyst of the financial markets. You know what I mean? It's like, what do I say? Actually, you know what, guys? Leave a comment in the section below, or if you're watching the replay, leave a comment below. Let me know, what do you say to people when you meet them? I've been trading down the markets now for 19 years, right? And I do this thing full time. I'm a really good trader. I make really good money from it. And obviously, yes, I have a business and I'm a coach as well too, right? That's my second title, but my main title is a trader. And I've always found it hard and like, how do I'm still struggling to come up with a term in these markets here. It's like, I'm a financial, I trade the financial markets. Oh, no, I'm still saying I'm a trader, right? I'm involved with the financial markets. Okay, I'm a financial analyst. I analyze financial markets, right? It's like, what do you say? It's like, where do you actually go with that? It's so, I'm still struggling to, when I meet new people all the time, it's like, what do I actually say? Anyway, so we're talking about what I do. I'm a trader. And he goes to me, oh, okay. He said, I lost, you know, the whole, if you guys remember last year, I think it was last year when the whole lunar crash, the crypto lunar crash happened. Well, this guy was loaded up of $150,000, right? He put $150,000 in Luna, and he said, I'm going to buy and hold, and I'm going to buy and hold to 2025, right? And so it kept dropping and dropping and dropping. So what he did, he went and bought more, but then bought on margin. And as soon as he got in, a day or two later, that's when the bottom fell out, and he literally lost everything. He literally lost everything because he got a margin call and he lost it all. So I'm just like, oh my goodness, this guy as well too, right? Put it this way, guys, like, this guy's smart. He's involved with the building industry. And I said to him, let me ask you a question. I said, if you were advised as someone to buy a piece of property in the property market, when do you think the best time is to actually do that? Is it A, when the property market's really, 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 really hot and everyone wants to get involved with it? Or is it when it's actually had a really good pullback and not many people want to get involved with it? He said, obviously the latter, right? When the market pulls back and not many really people, because that's probably a good time to buy. And I'm like, exactly. So why did you do the exact opposite in the crypto market? You actually got in when everyone was hysteria about getting into it. And then he used the old analogy, oh, it's just $150,000, so it's okay, it doesn't matter. And I'm like, bullshit. No, it does matter, right? It does matter. And so what ended up happening was we're talking, and then he goes to me, well, I definitely know it's going to go back up, so I've been buying more recently. I'm like, are you? So I said this to him, right? I said, are you serious? I said, that market is done. Don't chase why are you chasing this still? It's like, I've got to be right. I've got to be right. And he's so egotistical. He's a very masculine, a very man, right? He's a man, right? He's a man, right? And he's like, oh, I'm going to fight it. I'm like, you be a man in the market's going to slap you as hard as you can. What I mean by that is if you just try to push, right? Like he's doing. And so what ended up happening was he's now going back into the market again. And I said to him, why are you doing that? The crypto boom and bust has been done. We don't know when the next one's going to happen. It could take 4 or 5 years for that thing for that thing to happen. So then I said to him, let me ask you a question. I said, you are getting in the market now and you're hoping that it's going to move. I said, let me give you a suggestion here. I said, let's actually keep this really, really, really simple. If you're looking for a long-term investing opportunity, I said, there's one market out there that I can share with you. And so I said to him, let me ask you a question. I said, the mining sector, right? The mining. He goes, yeah, mining, yep. And I said, are we going to have another mining boom in our lifetime? Yes or no? And he goes, of course, yes, right? It's going to happen. We're also going to go for another mining boom. I said, right. I said, so the last 10 years, we haven't actually had a mining boom. I said, so what's probably going to happen in the next 10 years? And he goes, well, we're probably going to go through a mining boom. I said, exactly. We haven't had the mining boom yet. We're probably going to go through one. So, we're still at ultra low levels right now in the mining sector. So if you're looking to buy and hold something for a next big boom, We know there's going to be a mining boom sometime in the next 10 years. Isn't that a much more safer investment than jumping back into a crypto that may be dead in the water, that may not have anything to do with it? And he goes to me, oh, well, what you're saying right now, yeah, but I've got to spend 3 months analyzing it and figuring it out. And I'm like, come on. No, what I just told you there in the last 2 minutes is all you need to know. It's actually quite common sense. And so he was I'm going to keep buying Luna. I'm like, oh my goodness, this guy, and people, guys, us men, we're so egotistical. Get out of your own way. When someone like me has been trading the markets for a long time and I give him factual, simple evidence of cycles that yes, we are going to go through another mining boom. It is going to happen. And since it hasn't happened in 10 years, it's going to happen in the next 10 years. It's just a simple cycle, simple analysis. And he goes to me, I need to spend 3 months analyzing it because I don't understand that. I'm like, and you understand Luna right now, which is probably a shit coin that's probably going to go to zero? It's like, come on now. No. Stay away from crap like that. Keep it really simple, guys. If you're looking to do some long-term investing and want to buy and hold for the next super boom, don't get into something like the crypto market that's already had its big boom and bust because it's had its day. No, people are still trying to chase this. I'm going to get in, right? No. If you want to have that sleep at night factor and still be able to capitalize on a really big boom that's coming, just keep it really simple, basic common sense about what I'm talking about here. And all you need is to be in it and to relax and be patient. And as the years unfold, we're probably going to go through another mining boom soon. And those stocks, right? Those stocks or the mining sector is probably going to go up. It's so glaringly obvious. But this guy's like, no, I'm throwing more tens of thousands of dollars at the crypto market because I know that the market's going to go back up again and it's done its halving process right now. So we're going to go through another boom and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, come on, let's actually where does like what you're saying right now? I always like to question my own thoughts. Like what I'm saying right now, is it true? Yes or no? Is it actually backed up by any evidence at all? Right, so you got to question your own thoughts, like because guys, what I want to do for me personally is that if I'm looking to long-term invest in the markets, and again we'll get the short-term TA in just a minute, but I think this is important because if I want to get ahead in the markets, whether it's short-term technical analysis or short-term trading, or actually being a trader, or whether it's being a long-term investor, I need to make sure that what I'm doing is backed up by actual evidence, by facts. Right? So for example, as a trader, I know that if I want the best chance of doing really well in the markets, guess what? I need to trade with the trend. We all know that, right? We all know the biggest moves and the best moves are with the trend. So that's actually facts. I do also know the opposite, that if I try and short a big bull market, then I'm probably going to get run over. But what do us men do, right? We try to pick the tops. I'm going to short the market because I'm going to pick a top. Or I'm going to buy the crypto market right now because I know it's going to bottom soon and we're going to go. It's like, why do we make our lives so much harder? Let's actually step back and say, and again, for me, guys, like when it comes to long-term investing, I'm not the smartest tool in the shed when it comes to individual stocks because I'm not good at that. But what I do understand is simple cycle analysis. And simple cycle analysis is simply say, where is the puck going over the year? Where's that big picture? Short term can be pretty volatile, right? Up, down, mean the next 3 to 6 months, I'm not too quite sure. But the big picture, what's the big picture saying? Right? The big picture is like saying, okay, over the next 2 years, we're going to go into recession. The Fed's eventually going to cut rates. They're going to bring the long-term rates down. They're going to print money again, and then they're going to cause the next reflation. We know that's coming, right? It's simple, but we don't know when, right? That's just simple black and white. If you look through history, that's what's coming. Is it coming now? Is it coming to the end of 2024? Is it coming the end of this year? Like, we don't know when all that shift is going to start to take place. We do know they're getting towards the end of the tightening cycle. So there's either a pause or a simply cut really, really quickly. But if we just look at things simple cycle like that, if we know that's coming over the next 2 years and we want to jump on a simple cycle that's happening like that and history repeating itself,
through last 500 years, then as that happens, as the interest rates start to come down, the QE does more printing and so on and so forth, the initial thing of that is what? Interest rates come down and then QE comes back in to try to support the economy. What are the things that affect when the interest rates go down, what goes up? Oh, maybe that could be an opportunity for me to invest for the next couple of years. Okay, so that's the next 2 years. What about if they do QE again next year? What happened last time they did QE? What happened to asset prices? Oh, we went through an extraordinary quality move. So if they come back and do something similar, or maybe even something bigger, if they did and let's just keep it really simple. If they did 5 trillion back in COVID, and then suddenly a year from now, they're throwing 15, 20 trillion at the economy to try to support it, what do you think is going to happen? There's going to be what? A massive reflation of things, which is going to cause what? A massive inflation again. And within that process, what are the instruments and assets that's likely to do really well? Hint, what did well in 2020 and 2021? You see what I'm saying here, guys? So if we're looking at buying, like we make our lives so complicated and so hard that we're trying to guess. I'm going to buy Tesla today because I'm hoping it's going to be worth a lot more in 5 years. I'm not that smart. I look at the big broader market of where things are going, where the puck is going when it comes to my long-term investments. And what I'm talking to you about right now, right? What about what's going to happen over the next 10 years or more? We know there's going to be a strain on the government, and there probably is going to be a bit of a debt default going on there. We know there's going to be a new world order come into play. We know the whole digital process is going to come into play. And through that process, what's probably going to do really well? Through the reflation of the printing of money and causing the next massive inflation spike, right? For the next massive inflation spike, if we know that's going to happen, and the government strains on the debt there, what is the number one thing that's going to be probably valuable? It's probably going to be gold. Why? Because if you look at the last 500 years, we've gone from hard money, soft money, hard money, soft money. So that's the reason why, guys, gold is probably going to be an incredible investment long term. Yes, we're going to go through our bull markets, for 2 or 3 or 4 months, and then a pullback for a few weeks or more, right? All that sort of stuff. That's a good natural sort of rhythm of looking at overall cycles there, right? But if we're looking at this overall market, guys, let's just keep it really simple. Let's throw your ego out the window. Really maximize the potential just by looking at simple cycle analysis of where things are going over the next 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, and go from there. Now, yes, I do believe the crypto market is going to be truly invaluable 20 years from now. But I believe personally, we have seen the last bull market for a long time, many, 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 many years in the crypto market. I could be wrong, but if I'm going back and if I go in the crypto market right now, I'm going there based on hope. I hope this is going to have another big move. Instead of saying, you know what, history and simple cycles are on my favor to say this is what's going to happen in the next 10 years. So I'm going to be putting my money through there. And so that's what I wanted to share with you guys. It's like it's just keep it really simple, guys. Don't complicate things when it comes to your long-term investing. Now, on to the short-term stuff. On to the short-term TA. Kiss little bumblebee beers. Little bumblebees. Exactly. Guys, just give me 10 seconds. Alrighty, guys. Pee coming. Oh, Thomas, don't you? I have so much liquid in the morning. I really drink a lot of liquid, guys. A lot of liquid. So anyway,
So let's actually get into the actual markets itself, short-term TA. Guys, what you're looking at right now is Microsoft. And what is this? What do we have here, right? Low, higher low, and higher low. If you're looking at this, this simple chart, if you're looking at low, and higher low in the markets, if you're looking at this here, what were the best trades to be taking so far? Was it trying to go short this market or trying to go long the market? Obviously long the market. So a simple, what I'm talking about here, guys, is just a simple formation of when you see a strong trend, do not fight it. Listen to the markets, right? Short-term pullback, nice big bull run. Look at it even back here, right? Nice big bull run. So keep it really simple, guys. Keep it really simple from there, okay? So let's actually go look at the good old stocky markets and all that sort of stuff. Again, guys, this is now some short-term technical analysis stuff. What I just mentioned there for the last 20 minutes, guys, was big picture stuff, right? Jumping in overall mood that are happening, or that are happening in the next 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, and more, okay? So that's what I see through there. So let's go look at the S&P 500 and we can see something through there. So S&P 500, what we're seeing right now, and I think it was yesterday's live stream, I had someone say, John, the GDP report is really bad. I'm short the markets. I'm like, yo, what? You short the markets? Really? Was it yesterday or maybe the day before's live stream, right? Now, guys, I don't know about you, but remember I said before about Microsoft, right? Again, guys, this is all about what? Just keep it really simple, guys. Don't try to be smart, okay? You're not smarter than the markets. Mr. Market is always right, remember? Look at the Microsoft. What's Microsoft been doing? Higher lows and now did another higher low and we're going up, right? Look at the moves, right? Look at the moves. Another higher low. Why? Because we're in a strong upward trend. If the market's doing this, why would you want to go short for? It's like, oh, I'm going to go short right here because it's going to be the top. And it goes down for a few days and boom, back up again. It's like, don't fight the markets, right? Let's keep it really simple, okay? Let's keep it really simple here. So we go back to the S&P. And I'm bringing that up because I know some bumblebees in the chat box, even one guy, he's like, I know the market just made a higher low, but the GDP report is so bad the market's going to crash. And the stocks are overvalued and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, but Mr. Market is saying something different right now. And if you are a trader of the markets, meaning you're probably getting in and getting out within a few days, maybe possibly a few weeks, then you cannot ignore Mr. Market. You cannot ignore Mr. Market out there. Because Mr. Market will run over you, right? Tyler, are put on this planet just the nag. Hey Tyler, where are you from, man? Where are you from? Are you from where I am, from Australia, or are you from America? Where are you from? I was gonna say good morning, Tyler, but where? Thomas, I know. For people that are watching the live replay, Canada. Okay, fantastic. Well, Canada. Well, good evening to you over, or good afternoon. Yeah, good afternoon to you over in Canada. For you guys that are new to the live stream, I'm laughing right now because Tyler, he was giving me a bit of a flack in the last time, so I didn't help him out. But he was nice to me last time. Last time, so I helped him out by looking at TMF. So now he just like showed me TMF. It's like, so that's the joke. If you guys are just new to the live stream today, or even watching the replay, they're like, what's he laughing at? Like that's the whole thing. Is like, yeah, I wouldn't help him out. He's like TMF. So anyway, exactly right, Thomas. Exactly right. We checked TMF already last time, and nothing's changed, right? Exactly. So, welcome, Tyler. Welcome, my little bumblebee. The person who's willing to go put the screw in a little bit, that's okay. I appreciate all your support. So, let's... Oh, I love it. I am a TMF whale. You know what, Tyler? So am I too. So am I. Quietly.
But what I mean by whale is that I've got a really good position size on it. Really, really good position size. But I also do understand, Tyler, just understand too, that TMF, on the short term, we may go down a little bit more. You know what I mean? Like we just never know what's going to happen on the short term. But that's more like over the next, say, 12 months to 16, 12, from now through the end of next year. You know what I'm trying to say, Tyler? So don't be too concerned if it goes down a little bit more from here. It's just that looking at that cycle whenever that really starts to kick in. It could be next year when that kicks in. You know what I mean? So just understand the position you're in if you are in the TMF. I just understand that. So don't be freaking out. Oh my goodness, it's going down 10%. What's going on? It's just that short term. But looking at TMF right now, we could be getting ready. This could be that overall shifting point in the markets. Anyway, so looking at the short, let's get sidetracked. Right, let's go back to short-term TA on the stock market. So guys, short-term TA says what? Up, sideways, down, strong higher low. Right? And then the markets go strong to the upside. Right? So right now, we are strong like bull to the upside. And if you're going to short this market, you're going to get your face ripped off. 9 times out of 10. You try to short a market that's doing this right now, you're going to get your face ripped off 9 times out of 10. Again, I'm going to bring up Microsoft because that's a great example. Look what happened here. Right? It's like you try to, the market's going up, I'm going to go short. I'm going to go short right here. Because the market, no, I'm going to go short. Or even right here. Higher low, market goes up. I'm going to go short because the market's going to crash. And the market just does this on you on continuation. Never short a bull market, guys. Do not fight the markets. Go with it. Why do we have to do that? Just, again, don't fight the markets. Just go with it. You're going to have a much more higher success rate. And you're going to do well. So right now, what is the market saying? Strong. Look at the last 2 days here. All right, last 2 days of what? I've been really, 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 really strong here. So let me just bring this up to here. So that's going to be probably that level through there, I would say. If I'm looking at some sort of maybe a potential channel, that would be the potential channel that I'll be looking at there. If it's going to be something like that. But it's only really one touch. So I wouldn't really look at that. The next probably resistance line is probably up through there. So looking on the short term, guys, I'm actually expecting to see pretty much a really strong move out of the short term basis. And possibly even seeing a nice rise back up towards probably 3 or 4% rise this week out of the markets. So this is actually looking really, really strong. Really strong, actually. Again, I would not want to be fighting the markets. Tyler said, what if the US doesn't pay its debt on time? I think that's going to be more of an issue in 2030, Tyler. So my view on TMF is for the next, say, year and a half or two. And that's going to be the position for it. So that's I don't know what the effects that's going to be on the bond market at that time. But I believe that's going to be more issue in 2030, 2032 or something like that. You know what I mean? So short term, I'm not really worried about that. They're good to go. They're good to go. So that's what I'm seeing right now, guys, on the short term TA on the good old stock market here. Okay, so we're holding here nice and strong. And then we're starting to make our way back up again. So I would not want to be fighting it. Let's go back to the Dow Jones. And the Dow Jones, look at this here. The Dow Jones, the exact same thing. Look what's happening here. Right? Really good, strong, higher low. And then what's been happening is that, guess what? We've actually been making our way back up. And so we're about to break new highs, guys. And we're about to see a really, really big move, especially on the Dow Jones. We're getting really, really, really strong here. So I'm actually expecting Dow Jones to actually make a nice move up overall, like a really nice move up overall. Yeah, so you can see through there. So we could be getting ready for a really, really good move, guys, out of the actual stock market here. Looking at let's go back to the S&P 500 here. Look at the S&P 500 as well too, right? Look at all this. So we're starting to slowly build some strength through here on the market. So again, I wouldn't be too surprised to see a nice move up towards this resistance line. But overall, if I take that resistance line off, overall, look at all this here, guys. Like we're possibly going to start to see a really, really, really strong move out of the market. So I would not want to be trying to fight these markets right now. So that's that point through. Again, that's the Dow Jones from there as well too. Let's go have a look at the Nasdaq, and whoa, Nasdaq is looking really strong, right? Really, really strong low, and now we're creating another strong higher low, and we're pushing up to the upside. So again, don't fight the markets. Let the market do its thing.
We're at this major resistance level through here. So if we do break that on a short-term TA level anyway, guys, we're probably going to have a really strong week this week out of the markets, right? And we're probably going to see a really nice move back up towards those levels through there. If I go to the hourly charts from here, it doesn't mean straight away, like we looking at this chart here, we may get a little bit of a pullback first. So we may get a bit of a pullback first, or we may get one or two like sideways days, but this is actually looking really, really strong high low. So again, guys, expect a lot more upside to come out of the markets, and then possibly a lot more, probably a move back up towards that 13,200 level from there. Looking really, really, really strong here, guys. There's a bit of short-term resistance there around the 12,600 level, but again, the Nasdaq's looking really, 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 really strong overall. Very, very, very strong overall. Looking at that looking at the short-term TA, guys. Again, this is absolute short-term. We're starting a very strong bull market now out of this one here, right? We had this very nice move to the upside from there, and now we had all this sideways movement from there to there, right? And now we had a little pop to the downside, and now it's like a little. This is like a little bit of a bit of a slingshot pattern, right? Where the market drops down. Slingshot pattern is where the market drops down, right? And it pulls back, and then it sort of slings to the upside. Short-term little slingshot pattern in the markets there. So looking really, 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 really good there, guys. The IWM, what's happening with the IWM? Again, guys, so the IWM right now is in a descending triangle. Oh no, John, it means the market's going to crash. That's it, the market's going to crash. It's all over. I wouldn't say that. Not too fast. These descending triangle patterns, guys, can break out either way. So the key level I'm watching for on this one here is this point through right here, right? This 180 level. If this market does hold here, guys, and we start to get something like this out of it, we start to get something, just say we get something like that, okay? Something like that out of it. Let's make that color green. Oh, right. Let's make that 100. Right, we do something like that out of the markets. Something like this out of the markets, guys. Guess what? This is yes, it's a descending triangle pattern, but it's a bullish breakout. And with the bullish breakout, we could expect to see we could expect to see something like that, right? Oh. What happened there? There we go. Right, we could expect to see something like that. Now, maybe it does something like that. Who knows? I don't think it's going to do that, but like exactly that. But you know what I'm trying to say there, right? So, and that next resistance is actually at that point through there. So if we do break up like this here, guys, and we break above 180, the next stop for this one here is probably around that 200 level. Especially if we get a very strong breakout with this one here, right? Especially if we do get this strong breakout here, something like that, like a real big strong breakout. Okay? Again, then it's probably now going to make a really big strong move, and it's probably going to be more something like this, right? Something like that, right? So a nice move back up towards that 200, and that's where we're probably going to run to, guys. So again, this is a descending triangle pattern, but they can break out to the upside. So that's the really big important point. That's the really that's a really big important pattern there. So let's have a look at this here. So Calvin says markets are bullish until the end of the week. Really? You're a fortune teller. Oh my goodness, you must be you must make so much money, Calvin, from really predicting what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but at the end of the week. So, man, you are so smart. Man, I need to have you by my side for my analyst. Patterns of rejection has repeated like 7 times in the past 2 years. Oh. The trend is your friend until the end. And as long as that trend is strong, guess what? Right, cool. So Thomas says, John, can you take a look at the GDXJ on the weekly? Sure. I'll look at that in just a minute. There, Thomas, I'm going to go through the mining sector right now. Just a moment. By the way, guys, make sure you grab that Super Trader formula. and also my free trading course. That's like biggest mistakes, my number one chart reading technique, trading boundaries, price and time techniques, powerful chart reading strategies, my number one trading system, and my number one income trading system, all at johnsfreegift.com. First link in the description, go from there. Sure. So if the market tanks in May, are you going to change your opinion? Mr. Mike, great to have you aboard. I will change my opinion when the market changes the opinion, right? So what you said right there is a blatant statement of like, well, if the market tanks, am I going to change? Well, I flow with the market, right? It's important that we flow with the markets. If the market is going to be in a downward trend, then yeah. But right now we're in an upward trend. So what would make me change my mind? Again, not me. I have to listen to the market. Right now, as I speak, the market is doing what? It's made a higher low. We're in a strong upward trend. Doesn't matter what I think or what I hope for. The market is saying we're going up. You can fight me, but I'm going to rip your face off 9 times out of 10. So don't fight me. Okay, cool, Mr. Market. Now, what happens if Mr. Market says, you know what? I'm going to be a woman today. No offense to the women actually watching this video, right? I appreciate all the women that come around. But I'm going to be a woman today and I'm going to change my mind because that's my prerogative, right? I'm going to change my mind and I'm going to prerogative. And let's just say, for example, because remember, guys, what is an upward trend? Let's do this here. An upward trend is what? Upward trend is Mr. Microsoft, right? Mr. Microsoft, higher lows, up we go, Mr. Higher Low, and away we go. Okay, cool. So we know that, right? We know Mr. Market says if we're in an upward trend and we keep making higher lows, the buyers are in control, so don't fight it, and then the trend is your friend until the end, okay? So now, if we know what I just said there is to be true, then that would mean that if Mr. Market starts to break below this major level of support, and it does do that, and it does something like this, and then it breaks down below there, guess what? Mr. Market says double top now, and we have to go with the market now, right? So that's how the markets work, right? But right now, as we speak, we can't be trading based off ifs and buts and whats and, right? I know she changes her mind sometimes, and she can, right? Well, that's what we have to do. So if the market does do that, guess what? Double top formation. This bull market is now over because a bull market is a higher low. But what happens if we make a higher low and then we actually break past that low? Potential downtrend, rally up, and now we actually start a downward trend. So that's where Mr. Market says, now we're possibly going to get something like this, a bit of a pullback now, and then maybe a move back down to new lows. But until Mr. Market does that, Mr. Market says, hey, listen to me, right? I'm here, right? Let's go have a look at the mining sector right now, guys. Good old mining sector, short-term TA on the mining sector. Tell you what, guys, the mining sector, it's getting close to the banana. It's getting close to the banana. Oh, guys, I have so much fun trading, guys. I love my job. I love trading. I've been doing it for 19 years. Next year is my 20th year trading, and I love it more than ever. Because once you actually see the game and once you actually understand it, it's just like, it's so much fun. Initially, it wasn't fun for me. It was like, I did all the mistakes I'm trying to tell you guys not to do my first 5 to 10 years. So my last 9 years has been really good, especially the last 5 years. Things have really, really come together for me amazingly. But that's okay. For me, what's my success? Okay, this year I've had over 20 something trades and 2 to 3 small losses. That's my success this week. Just last week I had an incredible multiple 100% return on a futures trade, return on my risk. I then also had another 80% return on my risk last week on the stock market, and then I had just above break even. So 3 trades last week, 1 just above break even. I also had an 80% return on my risk, was a 2 or 3 or 4 day trade on the stock market, and then also had a short term, I think it was a 5-minute trade on the Russell on the futures markets that had a really, really big move. and it gave me a multiple 100% return on my risk on the risk in the markets there. So last week was an incredible week for me, guys. And again, that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Like, and every single one of those trades, guess what? It's following the exact same system, the exact same setup, the exact same rules, and the exact same exit rules. It's not nothing new. When I go to the market this week, guess what? I'm looking for the same setup. And when I get into the same setup, most of the time I'm using the same exit rules. There is no guessing for me. It is. So again, guys, in that free trading course, guys, and in the Super Trader Forum and stuff like that, I teach you all about that trading system and so on and so forth. So that's where you guys, if you guys are like trying to guess like, oh, I should short the markets right now based on this, and every single day is something different for you. It's like, that's not how professional trading is done. Professional trading is done like, okay, I know my trading system works. Well, now I'm going to go to the market, find my trading system, and then I'm going to have good risk management, good trading management, and then I'm going to do really well. So I'm moving on now through to GDXJ. We could possibly get a bit more of a short-term pullback. I would say we're possibly going to get maybe one more bit of a drop, I would say, out of the mining sector through here. But looking at that there, we're seeing this nice big pullback, right? Because if we look at the angles from here, right, we've got that's the angle moving up from there, right? So we had a really nice strong move. And then now we're actually getting this sort of angle happening right now, right? So it's much more, let's actually do, say, a orange, right? So it's a much more slower angle. And what I mean by that is that generally sometimes if you get a strong move up like that, and then an equal strong move down like this, then that's more like V top formation. Strong move down like that, then that's more like V top formation. And then if that happens, then yes, we're probably going to roll over and keep going down. But due to the fact that we're not getting V top, we had a strong move up, and then now we're getting this overall weak move down, says to me we're probably going to get a weak move down, then followed by real soon, probably over the next maybe I would say possibly this week we're probably likely to get more downside to come initially, maybe towards the end of this week. Or my sort of looking at this market, it maybe towards the end of this week we're starting to get another move to the upside, maybe, or if not, probably maybe next week after having a bit more of a pullback out of the markets there. So that's what I'm looking at through there. Thomas, you said, can you look on the weekly chart for me? Now, Thomas, as I bring up the weekly chart, was there something you wanted me to look at in particular with the weekly chart here? Let me bring this up here and then I'll do my analysis on it while you're answering that question. But was there something in particular you wanted me to look at on this weekly chart? Oh, by the way, guys, if you want to know where I am, I've been adding to the GDXJ myself, right? I've been adding to the GDXJ now myself for many years, and my actual break-even level on all my investments is this purple line down here. So, and again, for you guys that have been with me for a long time, you know that I've been going gold and mining sector right now for a long time, right? We all know that. If you haven't, then that's been my number one thing. I've always my number one thing for the last few years has been stay away from crypto, look at gold in the mining sector. Anyway, seems for me so far we've made a higher low and lows on the weekly zoomed out. Yes, yeah, definitely. Yep, 100%. We've now made this strong higher low. So that's actually so right now, this is the first time we've actually done this, Thomas, ever since 2020, right? Even 2020, we ran up and then we've actually now broken down. This is the very first time we've actually done a higher low broken past previous highs. That's actually right now in the last 6 months, that to me is screaming a bottoming pattern, massive bottoming pattern, right? Right. So yes, that screams massive bottoming pattern. So therefore, looking at this, there's a high probability, Thomas, just looking at this here, let me bring on my good old Snagit tool again. Good old Mr. Snagit. So if I bring on Mr. Snagit through here, there's a good probability that we may get a little bit more of a pullback through here, Thomas. And then we see something like that. Higher low, and away we go. I hope that makes sense there, Thomas. So right now, higher high, higher low, strong move. This is the very first time we've gotten this right now in an upward trend. For ever since here, look at this here, down, lower high, double bottom. We made a higher high, but not a higher low. Come down, lower low, lower high, lower high. Now look what's happening, right? We're starting to change the tune, right? The trend is your friend until the end. So that's why right now, if you understand what I just talked through there, you'll know that this right now, what we're seeing in the mining sector is a massive probability of just a pullback. Now, remember, what is a pullback? If we have an upward trend, up, pullback, up, right? So these are pullbacks through here in an overall big upward trend. If we know that, it's probably going to be really, really short-lived in the markets. So that's what I'm looking at there on a big picture. Now, on an ultimate big picture, once this breaks out, we could be getting ready for one of the most incredible bull markets move we've ever seen. Hence the reason why I've been waiting for the last few years, because I've been loading up. Rough sand. Hey, Rough sand. I just saw your thing there. So, hey, man. Good to see you. So that's what I'm seeing there right now on the GDXJ. And again, the GDXJ is my baby, and it has been for a long time. And right now, when it comes to my overall positions, I am up roughly around, what is that? 30 or almost 40% so far on my overall positions here, on my investing, just on this investing. Now, as I said before, guys, all my adding that I've been doing for the last few years, my break-even level is down there at 30. So right now, my investing, my overall in just this one position here is up close to 40%. So, and again, that's just buy and hold. I'm not really caring about buy and hold. No problem. Excuse me. It's not that complicated, guys, right? You can make money, just got to be in the right market, see where the puck's going, and be patient. I've been patient this many years. Let's go look at the GDX. Now, the GDX is actually doing the same thing. Look at here, nice little strong higher low coming back up. So the GDX is also doing the same thing, but we're probably squeezing up into like a bit of a. Let's actually create a bit of a like. I'm gonna create like this one here. I'm going to extend to the right. The reason why is because as we continue up from here, okay, as we continue up and we're doing our thing, let's actually do that through there. There could be something going on. That trend line there, guys, is probably going to be really, really important long term. And so let me explain what I mean here, okay? So that's the reason why I've just extended that to the right. Because what could happen is that we get a bit of a pullback through here. We have a bit of a bounce. We come back up through here. We go for a big move up. And then we might get a bit of a pullback. And then we're probably going to get a bounce through there. And then maybe a continuation back to the upside as well. So we may have a 2, 3, 4 month bull market. And then we might go through a month, maybe 1 to 2 months of a bit of a pullback here for a bit, right? Maybe just not much going on for a while, but that trend line is probably going to come in probably going to come into play. So it'd be really important, guys, to identify that major low there, because then if it does come up to here, then we're probably going to continue up from there, from that point through there. So that's what I'm looking at through there, guys. But this one here, once we start to break above that resistance level there, that's going to be the big key for me to say we're probably likely to see a move back to the upside from there. So the GDX, I'm not in the GDX myself, guys. I am in the GDXJ, and in fact, it's now the first of the month. So I transfer money over every month. So I'm probably going to be entering. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to be entering, but it's probably going to be in the vicinity of looking at the obviously the markets. Now, obviously, guys, everything I do say, guys, there's obviously a risk to it, and there's no guarantees of this actually working out, right? We know this. There's always a risk to everything. So don't say, oh, my goodness, John said this, so let's light up. Like, no, I have good risk management through my entire portfolio, right? Just be smart, all right? There's no guarantees of making money. Just be smart. But there's massive high probability of things happening. Massive high probability. But there's no certainty. Something can happen. We know that, so just be smart. So... that's the GDXJ through there. Let's go through some questions and I'll get to some of the gold and so on so markets through there. John, yeah, cool. Seems for me that yeah, exactly right. Yep. Ty said, I have been insulting my government with letters telling them I own a lot of gold and silver and said I throw government currency in the garbage. And the cops called. Okay. If you want to draw that attention to you, okay. Well, guess what? I actually like the currency. I like the currency. Yes, gold and silver one thing, but hey, guess what? When I go to the shop today and I do some grocery shopping, guess what? Or if I go see my chiropractor today, unfortunately, we still live in that currency world, right? Does Monster make a strong move? What do you think about Monster? Okay, cool. Now, before I look at Monster, I want to bring up one thing. One really important thing here.
about two things about markets, right? Firstly, what do I think? I'm always going to go based off what? What's the market telling us? And trend and so on and so forth, okay? So, firstly, if we're in an upward trend, like this, well, it's in an upward trend. Secondly, where is it in that upward trend? Because if we just come up and we made a higher low and then we've had a really, really, really big move like that, guess what? Guess what's going to come real soon? Because we already had a big move, guess what comes? These points through here, right? Pullbacks, pullbacks, and pullbacks, right? So we got a pullback, and now we've had a very, very, very big move. What's probably going to come real soon? Another pullback. And so you would expect that. And so we see another pullback, and then we can see this pullback here, and then possibly what? And then possibly another move up. So with that being said, what I just said there, let's go have a look at Monster. MNST. Right? So Monster right now has already been making a big move up. So it would be, I don't know what's definitely going to happen, but we're already in a really big move to the upside. So trying to capture it now, we may be 50% part of this move right now, which is actually really powerful pattern here, by the way. We may be 50% part of this move, or we may be 80% part of the move. What I do know is that we are what? We are in a really big, strong bull market. And if I extend this to the right now, we're in a big, strong bull market, and now we're getting through there. Now, what you can use to see whether we've actually done too much of this leg up before we see another pullback is we can use a moving average. So if I go to the moving average chart here, I can see by squeezing up that it gets to a certain point, right? Let's actually do... You will see here that this is a 52 moving average on a day chart, guys. 52 moving average on a day chart. We can see that once it gets too far away from the moving average, like it did through there, right? Guess what? We end up going through a pullback, right? And it's not an exact science, guys. Look at that there, almost the exact same through there, and then we end up getting a pullback, right? Again, it's not an exact science, but it's roughly the same. Same through there, right? Same through there, and so on and so forth, right? And then that was that point through there, right? And then that was that point through there as well too. So if we have a look at this here now, if we go have a look at this here right now, we can see that if it gets too far away from the moving average, again, guys, not an exact science, but if we're trying to find roughly, is it a good time to be looking to enter this, or have we actually done too much of a move up, and are we due for a pullback? So that'll be that point through there. Let's go to here. So that would be that point through there. Again, guys, it's all that based on probability, right? So we're just all probability here. We know that's that point through there, right? And now if we look at what's happening right now, we know that that's that point right through there. So that tells me by looking at this here that yes, we could actually have a little bit more upside, but history says when we get too far away from the moving average, we end up getting a pullback. It doesn't mean a change in trend. It just simply means that we're probably likely to get a bit of a pullback. Right? And so again, we're probably towards maybe the 70% potential of this move. And so any more upside, we may get a little bit more upside from here, but there's a good probability now by looking at this here that yes, we may get, right? We may get, what's the time? Oh, cool. Right? Yes, we may get this. All right? We may get, where's this here, right? Yes, we could actually get this, right? We could actually get another move like this, another move like that, right? But we know in history that once it gets to this point here, we're nowhere towards that 90% of the mark of the move. And then guess what? Then guess what? We're due for either a sideways movement or some form of a pullback before we continuation again. Right? Do you see what I did there, right? And that's all based off what? Just looking at trend, but then also understanding when trend, we have a higher low, we go for a move, we actually end up getting to a point where it gets too far away from the moving average, and we end up getting a pullback first, right? And then away we go again. So these are the tools that you can use to say, okay, then how far away, yes, the trend is your friend until the end, but then has this move up been too strong before we see some form of a pullback first, before we start to see this market going up? So that's what I would say with Monster there. There's actually a really big breakdown. I didn't expect myself to go into so much detail there, but
And as you can see, guys, see everything I'm doing right now, guys. Look at all this information I'm giving you from what? The chart itself, right? The chart itself. There's no like, what's the stochastic say? Who cares, right? Just simple analysis like this, guys, and you can start to take the advantage of. Yes, the trend is your friend to the end, so the trend is up. But am I looking to get in right now with the next leg up? Am I looking to get in now where it could possibly get ready for a pullback again? In that case, it's too far away from the moving average. I see a potential head and shoulders on the SPY. Mike wants to, hey Mike, are you short the SPY? Let's look at this here. Potential head and shoulders on the SPY. Is that what you're saying? There is no head and shoulders here. Maybe an inverse head and shoulders. Right, an inverse head and shoulders, but definitely not a head and shoulder formation. There could be something through here, right? Shoulder, head, shoulder formation. Like that's definitely something through there. Now, if that was a head and shoulder formation or inverse head and shoulder formation, I think Mike's short this market because he's looking for anything to go down. You're probably looking at something like this, right? Shoulder through here, looking at the head through there, and looking at a shoulder through there. Well, it's not a head and shoulder formation now. It can't be. It could quite possibly be a double top formation. But looking at this strong move back up, it's like it's now potential triple top formation. So now it's bullish, right? Now if this is the neckline here, I'm guessing. So somewhere through there. I would say that'll be the neckline of this here. If that is the head and shoulder formation there, guys. Well, which it could it's more like a leaning head and shoulder. What you do is then you project it from that point through there to that point through there. You then project that out like so, right? And then you and this is probably going to go into some. And so therefore, if this is the head and shoulder formation, we're probably likely to see something like that. Probably likely to see something like an area like that, which is interesting to see that's that point through there, right? Maybe even a bit lower than that. Looks like that'll be a main area through there. So that 4,400 level, if that's the head and shoulder formation on there as well too. Let's have a look at gold here. Let's have a look at the silver mining sector. Silver mining sector, guys, very similar to the actual gold, the gold sector as well too. Getting a pullback through here. So again, we could get a bit more of a pullback through here, guys, but we're getting towards the end of this pullback. Why? Let's go back to the moving average. Look at this here, right? Remember I said before, when it gets too far away from moving average, we end up getting a pullback. Look at this here, pullback through here. So I'm expecting some form of a bounce here soon out of the SIL, and same for the SILJ as well too. Let's actually bring on this real short-term analysis. This is now done at 50% Fibonacci level. So we could quite possibly be getting ready for another big move up because we're actually in a strong upward trend from that point through there. Let's go have a look at silver as well too. Silver right now did get away from the moving out. Look at this here, guys, right? Look at this here. Look how far away we actually got from the moving average. See how it got so far away? It's so overextended that guess what? We're now getting what? A pullback. But to me, it's just that, just a pullback, right? Because now look what's happening. Now a pullback, guys, can be a movement on the downside, or it can just slowly go sideways before we see another breakout. Now looking at silver on the short-term analysis, we can see what has silver been doing? It's just been going what? Sideways. So we've had a very strong move up and now we're going sideways. So there's a good probability we're going to go sideways. We're going to see a big breakout here. And when that happens, we could start to see a really, really, really big move, right? So ideally looking at this one here, looking at silver, ideally what you want to see is you want to see silver possibly even have like the ideal situation based off what I've just said there. If we have this moving average coming up through here somewhere, and let's actually do that again so I can get a bit more data on the screen. Right, the data on the screen. Let's do that there, right? Right, so ideally what you want to see is you want to see this moving average possibly start to come up with there like that. And then just for this to go side a bit more, just get enough sort of resting phase, enough good pullback. And then we get something like that, then we're probably getting ready for another really big move. That'll be the ideal situation you want to see. And then silver, if silver does do that, remember this long-term trend line through here, if I actually go to the actual chart, you will see that that's actually a massive channel that we've been in for quite some time. And now we're just rejecting at it. So once we break, then this could be the start of something really big in silver. Really big in silver. Let's go have a look at the short-term analysis on gold. Let's go have a look at gold through here. So gold, once again, guys, gold very strong. Look at this here. Very strong. Very strong big bull market through here, guys. As you can see. Look what we have here on gold. Very strong. Look at this here. Strong up, and then guess what? Pullback. Now, what made this pullback happen? Right? Let's go to the charts. Let's put on the 52 moving average. Now look at this here. Notice how far away we got actually from the moving average before it started to get to the point of rolling over. Had a pullback, and now we're going again. Look where we are right now. Look where the 52 is. We're very close to the 52 now. So that tells me that now possibly this pullback is coming to an end very soon. And if we continue more sideways like this and get the moving average coming up like this from there to there, right? We could be getting ready for something like this to happen, right? Something like that. And if that does happen, guys, then we're probably going to get ready for an extraordinary quality move to the upside in gold. Guys, just give me 10 seconds. 10 seconds. So traders, I hope you can see that, guess what? Look at all this information I'm giving you from the chart itself, okay? If you are looking at a chart like this, the most important thing is what? The most important thing is the market, because that's what we trade, right? So the market is always giving us some clues, giving us some things that we should be focusing on when looking at the markets. And if we just go with the market, what we're doing here, and apply some simple analysis, we can do really well. But if your chart's looking something like this here, guys, you're going to be confused as hell. I'm like, oh, I'm not too quite sure. The indicators are there. Or not too quite sure. Should we buy it here? Should we not buy it here? All that sort of stuff, right? So you're going to start to become really confused. Now, yes, you can use indicators, but if you are going to use indicators, rule number one should be what is the trend, and then maybe use the indicators to try to get in on the pullbacks, right? So we get a good pullback. When we get a good pullback, wait for the indicators to become oversold. If it's a strong big bull market, wait for the indicators to become oversold like the stochastics, and then that could quite possibly be a good time to buy. That's how I would use the indicators if I was using indicators, okay? But always rule number one is what is the trend of the market? And if we are going through a pullback, right, then look for those look for those oversold points in the markets from there. Alrighty. I'll buy stocks in gold if it doesn't be lazy. But Tyler, my man, the stocks in gold, when they are lazy for a while, guess what? Then it becomes no lazy, right? One of the stocks, guys, is actual Barrick Gold. Barrick Gold is one of those stocks that I've been watching now for a bit of time. I think Barrick Gold is actually likely to make some incredible moves soon. Again, I don't know this for sure. I do have this as a percentage of my long-term investing portfolio. I don't know if it's going to do really well. I don't know the company that well. This is one stock that I do own myself, guys. But again, it's only a small portion of my portfolio. It's maybe it's only a small portion. I think it's like less than 10% right now of my entire portfolio. Okay. So again, this could be a losing trade. I'm not telling you to go out there and do this here. I am not recommending this, okay? Because I have no idea whether this is going to be a good trade or not. This actually could be wrong. Something could happen with the company. It could go lose money. I am not recommending this stock to you. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. and I could lose money on this position. My purple line here, guys, is where my break-even level is. So right now on this particular stock, as I speak right now, I'm up over 17% so far. So again, I'm just being totally transparent with you. And now we're getting this pullback here, guys. We could be getting ready for what? We could be getting ready for a really, really big move out of this one here. All right? Really, really, really big move. If we go to the moving average, then you can see what's happening through there as well too. So we could quite possibly see a bit of a pullback and then a strong break out of this level through here. So looking at this here, if we start to get possibly the moving average starting to turn back over here for a bit more, I would like maybe another week of sideways movement and this turning up and then a big strong breakout. If we get that, then we could actually really, really, really see, we've got earnings coming out on the 3rd of the 5th. So in a couple of days, right? In a couple of days, let's have a look at this here, right? So you can actually see the time right now for me right now, guys. May the 1st. So this is that's obviously American time, right? So it'll be probably the 4th for me. Yeah, I think so. I think it's the 4th for me. Okay, cool. Yep. So that's probably what I'm looking at through there. There's probably some other good stocks out there, guys. For that there, maybe NEM is maybe potentially another good one. That's sort of doing the same thing, but not as good. All right, the pattern is not as good. That's the reason why I chose gold to invest it. As I only have one gold mining stock, guys. Again, I'm not a professional in picking stocks. I could be completely wrong. I'm not a professional there. That's just the gold chart itself was really, 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 really powerful. And so therefore I was much more happier to buy this one compared to the other ones, just based off the overall good chart pattern that I was actually seeing. And so therefore, as you can see, my break-even level was down through there. So gold, guys, my entire gold and mining stock portfolio is up really, really, really well just this year. This year's actually been an incredible year. So let's go through some questions, guys. Again, guys, but I'm not recommending anything right now, okay? Because who knows what's going to happen. I don't know your personal situation, guys. And again, what I'm saying here right now has the potential of actually not even working out. So seems for me so far we've made lower highs. Just tuned in. What about the stock market? They goosed it to the hilt on Thursday and Friday. Oh my goodness. Are you serious? Snowman, if you can watch this entire replay back, they didn't goose it to the hilt on Friday. It's like, come on. No. This was coming. Snowman, if you've been watching my updates for the last week, you would know I've been saying this is a pullback and we're getting ready for a nice move to the upside. It's not like they goosed it to the hilt. Really? Oh, jeez. Berkshire Hathaway may be the world's safest equity. Really? Huh. Says someone who's thinking about that. There is no such thing as safe in the markets at all. Thank you, John. No problem, Thomas. What about Tesla? Well, Tesla's actually good question. Let's have a look at Tesla here. So looking at Tesla right now, guys, I'm been really, really, really watching this a lot lately here. And here's my analysis on Tesla. Firstly, we're in a big, strong downward trend through here. Right? That'll be probably through there, I would say. But now looking at this analysis, we're probably from there and we're probably going from there to there. Okay. So that's that point through there. And we also have that level through there. So that'll be that point through there. Now, looking at this absolute short-term analysis here, guys, I can see we actually had a pretty big sort of strong level of support, maybe somewhere through there as well too, okay? So we had a pretty big strong level of support. If for indeed, there you go. There's some good grammatically correct language for you, isn't it? And then we're at that level through there, okay? So what I'm looking at here, guys, is this. Is that if for indeed, for some reason, if we can get if this gaps up, if we get something like this, let's do this here, okay? So right now, the overall movement is down, so I wouldn't want to be fighting it. But if indeed we do get something like this, right? And we do, say we get maybe another day like this here, like that there, but then it gaps up. It gaps up and then it has a move like that. and it's got a gap here and it's got a gap here, there's probably a really good chance that this is actually going to be a bit of a short-term bottom, possibly even a long-term bottom, and then we could actually start to see a move back up to the upside. I could be wrong through there, right? But if we did get that sort of pattern, that could be quite bullish in the overall markets from there. Again, let's have a look at the overall sort of analysis through here, I would say. It's hard to say for there anyway. That's what I think about Tesla from there myself. Yeah, so far GDXJ is my best trade. I was trading the swings on the low time frame, 55% profit currently. I'm not sure why you would be swing trading it. But just remember right now, Thomas, that yeah, it is your best trade because we've had some really good, incredible moves over the last few months. That's the reason why it's been incredible for you, right? It's because of the understanding the phases we're in right now. And we're probably going to go through another good, really swing phase, if you're going to call it that. At Tyler Jordan, Tesla is making lower highs and lower lows so far. And you're exactly right there, Thomas. You're exactly right. We are doing that, okay? We are making lower highs and lower lows on that weekly chart. So you're exactly right. But if indeed we do start to gap back up and start to move, then this pattern here could start to change that. Especially if we did start to break above sort of this sort of maybe 200 level, and we did do that, then that whole downward trend would be coming to an end. Yeah, we break above 200, especially that 220 level, then the overall trend has come to an end. John, thank you for answering my question. No problem. Tyler says, I bought the dip on Russia when equities crashed and Putin froze my Russian ETF. Oh, that's what you get for it. If you haven't talked about the VIX and its 7% drop on Friday, could you comment on it as both an indicator as an investment? Indicator, no. Investment, no. The VIX means nothing, really. Absolutely means nothing. Where is the VIX? I don't even have it on here anymore. Like, the VIX is useless. Of course the VIX drops when the market goes up. When the market goes down, the VIX spikes. Like, it's not an indicator at all. You can't use that as an investment at all. What you can do is say, hey, what's this market doing? Let's trade this market. What you don't want to do is say, well, the VIX is really low, so let's go short the market because the VIX is really low and history says it. And we go through a whole wide range. I was like, no, we don't want to do that, right? We just want to, let's keep it really simple. Will Xi Jinping freeze my... could I ask what trading app that is? Oh, this is actually not a trading app. This is a trading chart reading software. It's not a trading app. This is called TC2000. I do all this for my US trading, my US stock market trading. So it's called TC2000. And then I go to my broker to actually place the trade. I don't do my trading from this platform here. It's just my chart readings, just my charting software. If the right shoulder forms, that is a crazy head and shoulder formation. But it can't, but Mike, if you're talking about the SPY, it cannot form anymore. There is no right shoulder, right? There is no right shoulder. It's a double top now. A triple top now. There is no right shoulder. That head and shoulder is gone, my man. There's nothing there. So stop trying to make something out of nothing. There is actually, look at the facts, right? We've actually made a double top, then we come back, and now we're actually pushing back out to make a potential triple top. And it's pushing up strong. So no head and shoulder, and this double top right now, triple top right now, is being threatened to be pushed through and keep going up. So there is no head and shoulder formation, man. You're making it up. I hope China... Could you do US SP 500? I've already done that, my man. Can you do a... John, how do you see the natural gas / NGN markets over the next couple of weeks? What is the thing with natural gas? I don't understand that. Anyway, let's go have a look at this here. UNG. People
people want to be buying stuff in a big downtrend. Don't make life complicated for yourself, guys. It's in a big downtrend. Big downtrend. So right now, I know one of my clients, he's just like, buy natural gas, buy natural gas. And it's like, why not go buy something that's in an upward trend? It's like, why would you buy something when it's going down and it can keep going down, but you may be right 10% of the time? Why not go buy something that has been going down, but now it's starting to slowly change the tune and go back to the upside? Oh, but John, I can pick the bottom here. Yeah, you might be right 10% of the time. Keep it simple, guys. Don't make your life complicated. Very interesting information, for example, analysis on gold and Barrick. Fantastic. No problem. No problem at all. So anyway, guys, that is it for me today. Once again, guys, right? Natural gas is too low and cheap. And guess what? Tyler? There's good support at zero. There's good support at zero. Anyway, guys, head on down to johnsfreegift.com, grab that free trading course and also the Super Trader formula from there. And I will speak to you guys